Thank you, Kingsdale and Sam and everybody for having us today. Really appreciate everyone's time. We're going to try to keep it as short as possible, but today we're going to go over the company Gingko Mortgage Investment Corporation, and we're going to tell you a little bit about the title of our presentation. It's called 3 Easy Steps to Fund Your Deal Within 3 Days. So we are a mortgage investment corporation, a MIC, and a private lender, and we'd love to strengthen our partnership and do some business this year in 2024. So this is your BDM team for Kingsdale. Okay. My name is Terrence. I'm the BDM, as well as my colleague Delina. I'm in charge of everything east of Yonge Street and some other provinces as well. And Delina's in charge of everything on the west end. So just going to show you guys a quick video, our corporate video of how we do business, and we'll get started afterwards.
In Canada, the real estate market has always been the backbone of our society. Not only does it provide jobs and shelter, but it also creates opportunities for those who seek financial stability and growth. Whether you are pursuing a worry-free retirement dream or looking for a secured investment, investing in real estate has proven to be a very wise choice. Founded in 2011, Gingko Mortgage Investment Corporation, Gingko Mic, is an established Canada-wide mortgage investment company with over $150 million assets under management. Since inception, Gingko Mic has been paying a minimum of 8% annual dividends to investors, making it a reliable source of monthly cash flow to meet investors' financial needs. Gingko Mic has a very simple business model. The fund lends investors money to homeowners and secures them with real estate properties. In return, it collects monthly mortgage interests and distributes them to investors. As of 2023, Gingko has paid investors over $40 million in dividends.
During the 2009 financial crisis, I saw the economy tank and the stock market crumble. Many people suffered significant losses and their retirement dreams were ruined. However, despite the stock market volatility, the Canadian real estate remained very stable. I realized a well-diversified investment portfolio should include real estate investment. But there are not too many choices for people to choose from. So my partner and I decided to found Gingko Mortgage Investment.
Accumulating over decades of expertise in risk management, Gingko Mic has earned the trust and confidence of investors by providing sound, safe, and secured investments. Gingko understands that trust is always earned, never given. That is why it regularly hosts seminars, corporate events, and annual meetings to keep investors up to date on the company and market conditions.
Protecting our investor capital is our primary mission. The Gingko tree is well known for its hardiness. It can tolerate many harsh conditions such as heat, pollution, and drought. We name our company Gingko because it represents our fund's sturdy and enduring nature.
The key to success in the mortgage industry is to have a constant source of trustworthy borrowers. Gingko Mic has been partnering with a network of more than 1,000 mortgage brokers to ensure a steady flow of business. Gingko's motto, fast, friendly, and flexible, is the soul of its business that have solved many mortgage brokers' financing needs. Through its state-of-the-art mobile app, Deal Tracker, mortgage brokers can monitor their deal status instantly, often finding their mortgage deals being approved in 4 hours and funded within 2 days.
As a mortgage broker, I can honestly say nothing compares working with Gingko team. They are always quick and responsive. I do remember that I had a client that was buying a pre-sale condo a few years ago. And by the time that she was taking possession of the property, she was in a maternity leave and got rejected for her mortgage. With the help of Gingko team, we were able to get her mortgage in just 2 days. Thank you, Gingko.
Team at Gingko Mic are very professional. They have a very quick turnaround time and their communication are open. I would like to say thank you, Gingko.
Customers tend to treat businesses the way they treat other people, holding them to certain standards and building relationships with the ones they have faith in. That's why every Gingko Mic staff stands behind their commitments. Whether you are looking for an investment opportunity or seeking funds for a mortgage, you can trust that Gingko Mic will be ready to assist you and help you realize your dreams. Gingko Mic, a name you can trust.
All right. So, like the video said, we were established in 2011, and we are an alternative lender working with brokerages to help borrowers across Canada solve those tough financial problems. And our fund portfolio has now exceeded 150 million. So we are a common sense lender. So we take a lot of different factors involved in our lending. And our portfolio is primarily residential mortgages and residential properties, but commercials, we do consider mixed use and some multi-residentials properties as well when it's 4 doors or more. So like it said also in the video, right, this is the 3 Fs and our vision. We want to be fast, friendly, and flexible. We want to be very, very quick with our responses. We try to get a response to you within 3 business hours regarding your deals. We want to be friendly and professional, and we also want to be flexible, which we'll talk a little bit about the types of features and terms that provide flexibility within our products. So we want to be your preferred choice in the private banking industry. So our agenda today, we're going to talk about how we see private lending. Then we'll go into our, of course, product overview. And then afterwards, Delina will take over and tell you about our industry best loyalty program. So who are the types of clients that would be coming to Gingko, right? That you could bring to Gingko as to get a mortgage and to get some financing. Those who are, of course, self-employed or stated income, right? They don't report as much in terms of their taxes or in terms of their documents, and they're not able to show their income that way, maybe a cash business. Those who are newer to the country, new immigrants who haven't established credit yet, or they have imperfect credit due to a family emergency or something happened, in their life, of course, that affected them financially, as well as those who are extended in their cash flow, right? If they have higher than their TDS, GDS ratios for an A or B lender. So again, if they don't qualify for a bank, an A lender or a B lender, private lending is the solution. And of course, when we're in this space, you're going to get some client objections. Why are the rates and the fees so high? Am I choosing the right private lender? What else do they need to know about the private space before they get a mortgage? And this is where you can really show your expertise, right? You can provide them a short-term financial plan by getting them a private mortgage, but then, of course, providing them an exit strategy and showing your expertise in the long-term financial planning would also be very, very advantageous for them. So, of course, you being able to build trust and know your client is where it's going to really, really pay dividends on this front. And again, choosing the right private lender, right, knowing those fees and terms and stuff like that is important. And here at Gingko, we try to be as transparent as possible. We really want you to know about the product before you proceed with it, right? As well as, of course, the borrowers to know about the product before you proceed. And, going back to knowing your client, right? The exit strategy is important to you guys as agents and brokers, as well as it is for us as lenders. So, we know that the private lending space, it is a temporary or a short-term solution. So again, if we are looking to improve their credit scores, here is a breakdown of what that credit score could be, right? So of course, the payment history and the outstanding debt covers up a big portion of how we create that credit score with Equifax and TransUnion, but the credit history length, as well as the mix and how often they're looking for new credit will also, of course, affect their score. So we need to just be reasonable with their credit. Say if they're in the high 400s, and we're going to try to get them back with a bank within, let's say, a year's time, we need to be reasonable with how much we can increase their credit score within the term of the mortgage. And knowing, of course, the whole package is important, right? And our solution advisors, our underwriters, will provide the best solution for your clients. And this slide here shows an example, a comparison between two of our most popular products. So on the right side, we have our 6G product, which is a 6-month fully open term. And then on the left side, we have our one charge bundle, which is a longer term, but it's open after 3 months. So we had a client, they, an agent came to us and they had a rush closing in Scarborough, and they of course wanted the best rate, right? And of course, our best rate product is our shorter term 6-month fully open product at 9.24%, up to 75% LTV. And then of course the lender fee being 1.75, as you see on the screen. But after our solution advisors and our underwriters were talking to the agent a little bit more, we found out that their exit strategy timeline wise was about 8 months. So of course, if we found out afterwards that it is within 8 months, it doesn't really matter if the best rate is offered, because then we have to factor in a potential renewal fee. So because of that, luckily we were able to pivot and switch them over to our 12-month term product, our one charge bundle, so that they wouldn't incur that renewal fee and they would actually get a cheaper total cost of borrowing. So as you can see on the bottom there, the total cost of borrowing dropped significantly by about 1.5%. And then of course the borrower saved on incurring that renewal fee. They're still able to get up to 75% total of the money that they needed, right? The rate is a little bit higher, but of course the total cost of borrowing is lower. So going into the features a little bit of that one charge bundle, we go up to 75% LTV, starting rates at 9.99 to 10.99, and our fees are starting at 1%. Features of this product, it is interest-only payments. We don't have any amortized mortgages. It's open after 3 months, and then you only need one set of documents, including the appraisal, to complete this one charge bundle. Of course, it's also going to be lower closing costs because you're only dealing with, one lender lawyer, one appraiser, and then to fund the entirety of the mortgage. And then, of course, it's also going to be faster closing because you're only dealing with one set of parties involved. And we've seen that our one charge bundle product can save the client in over $1,000 in legal fees alone, compared to, of course, those who are getting 2 charges. So that's our one charge bundle. And here we have our 6G 6-month term product. Disclosure, if there are any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and stop me at any point in time, and we'll definitely get to answering them. Alternatively, you can also message in the chat box, on the Zoom chat box, and Delina will definitely get to answering those questions too. So going back to our 6-month term, our 6G product, I did want to ask you guys if you have any ideas of why we call it a 6G program. It's not that it's because it's a 6-month product, but why do we call it a 6G? And your hint is regarding your phones, actually. Maybe something regarding networks. What do you guys think?
Faster?
Faster, yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Good answer. So yeah, we're not 4G fast. We're not 5G fast. We're 6G fast. Okay. So it's our fastest product that you could get with Gingko. I'm not saying that our other products aren't fast. They are. But if you needed like the quickest response and the quickest turnaround time to close, it would be our 6-month product here. So features of our 6-month product, right? It is a fully open term. In terms of the LTVs in themselves, they are the same as all our other products, but then our allocation of our rates and our fees are just slightly different.
Okay, can I ask, before the start, the next slide, that what about the fee that you charge the first, the 1.75? That include our fee, or we're gonna be added our fee in there?
Yeah, I'll definitely get to that too, but you are allowed to incorporate your fee into our fees. Everything I'm showing you right now is just the Gingko fee.
Okay.
Good question. So here's our entire product overview, right, of our 2024 lineup. So again, we are flexible in terms of the rates and the fees themselves, and I'll tell you a little bit more about those types of features of how we can move that around. But pretty much we do we categorize it either if it's a purchase or if it's a refinance. So if it's a purchase deal, we can go up to 75% LTV. If it's a refinance or say second mortgage, we can go up to 70%. We also do bridge loans up to 85 and non-res up to 65. So non-res is essentially sort of like an umbrella term for us. And pretty much anything that is like non-Canadian, if they're on permit or if they're on a work visa or something like that, that would essentially go under our non-res program. And then we also do condos as well. Of course, other privates may not like condos, but we do condos up to 72.5%, as long as they have a minimum square footage of 400 and 1 bedroom in that subject property of a condo. As you can see in the terms here, they're either fully open or they're open after 3 months. Like I mentioned, interest-only payments, and then pretty much if it's a first mortgage, our starting fees are 1%, and then our second mortgage's starting fees would be 2%. So what are the features that we can provide in terms of our entire lineup, right? Those fully open term options. We can respond and get your deal within rush closing within 3 to 5 business days at the moment. And we also provide those shorter term mortgages like our 6G product to save on overall cost of borrowing, if they have, of course, a clear exit strategy. Minimal documents that you need, as well as other features include interest payment reserve if they wanted to have it prepaid and not worry about a monthly amount coming out of their bank account. That is an option we could apply for as well. And on top of that, they can also have something called set your own rate. So we have our own rate and fee combinations that you can make. This feature is mainly for those clients who are very, very set on a certain rate that they need. And we could actually move portions of the rate over to the fee in order to make an allocation appropriate for them in terms of their, if they were looking to proceed and they were just really stuck on getting a certain rate. So all the slides I've showed you before are important, but I think this slide is one of the more important ones because it can really scope out the types of deals that Gingko can look for and can do. So in terms of Canada-wide, yes, we are Canada-wide. We're in urban centers within Ontario, BC, Alberta, Manitoba, and Nova Scotia. So of course, in Ontario and BC, we're pretty well aware of those 2 provinces. In terms of the other 3 provinces, within Alberta, we're in Calgary and Edmonton. Within Manitoba, we're in Winnipeg. And within Nova Scotia, we're in Halifax. We do want to see a minimum population of 50,000. If it's between 40 to 50,000 population within that city or town, we can make an exception, as well as a minimum property value. I'd say our average range, is around 250,000. But of course, on certain provinces, it's closer to 200, and other provinces, we're closer to 300. We're not GDS, TDS driven, and then there's no minimum beacon score. We only need to know that for their exit strategy. In terms of their stated income, we just want to ensure that they have significant cash flow so that they can, of course, afford their mortgages as well as living expenses. And then in terms of the other features here, right, appraisal, we do have an approved appraisers list that's on our app, which Delita will talk a little bit more about afterwards. It's a really, really great app. And then our lawyers, we've been working with our lawyers for a very long time, so we'll try to subsidize the cost as much as we can with volume. And then brokerage fee, like I mentioned, Sam, you can incorporate it into our lender fee up to 1.5 times the amount. So very, very simple. If you wanted to have it added up as a lender fee, that's not a problem. So how's the process work of actually sending a deal into Gingko? It's very, very simple. There's essentially just 4 steps to it, right? You submit the deal. Sam, what mortgage origination system do you guys use at Gingko? Filogix?
Yeah.
Filogix, wonderful. So we're connected on Filogix already. You essentially just find Gingko Mic within the lender submission section, add your notes in, and then send the file along. So we'll review and respond within 3 business hours. And then, if and when we get that approval from our team, we'll issue you the loan proposal. So the loan proposal is like a pre-commitment. It'll let you know pretty much you and the borrower know everything that you need to know about this mortgage, regardless of its rate, fee, term of the mortgage, different conditions and stuff like that. Everything will be laid out in the loan proposal. Now, the next actionable step from the loan proposal is the retainer fee. So the retainer fee is something that we will collect prior to instructing the file, right? We essentially need to, of course, retain the lawyers to work on this file. And after the borrower sends the retainer fee, we'll issue the commitment. And the commitment is just a little bit more in depth of what they need to know, as well as, of course, for them to sign the commitment. Once the conditions are all fulfilled, then, of course, we'll instruct the lawyer, right? And they'll start working with the borrower's lawyer to help close the file. And now, again, if the loan size, like let's say we're doing a second mortgage and the loan size is less than $75,000, then we only need one lawyer to represent both parties, the lender and the borrower, and that would be, again, more savings in terms of legal costs right there. And that's the last step, right? They're going to be doing their job. They're going to close the mortgage, and once the deal is funded, you'll get paid your broker fee, and we move on to the next deal. So what is there to submit? Again, we categorize it usually if it's a purchase or if it's a refinance. So if it's a purchase deal, then we'll need the application, the credit bureaus, and then the purchase agreement and MLS listing if it's available. If it's a refinance, then we'll need those docs as well, minus the purchase agreement, but we'll need the existing mortgage statement. Now, in terms of evidence of cash flow, right, we want to, of course, ensure that they can afford their mortgages and living expenses, but we may ask for 6 months bank statements dependent on a case-by-case basis. And for those cases where you want to have even more minimal docs, we've actually implemented that where they don't need to provide bank statements if it is a purchase deal with a loan amount of less than $800,000 and the minimum Beacon score of 600. So again, if they meet these requirements, then bank statements can be waived. So they don't need to provide that, don't need to provide 6 months bank statements. So what sets us apart, right? We have a 3-hour response time. We try to close your deals within 3 days, 3 to 5 business days at the moment. Tailored and flexible rates and fees, and of course also live voices when you guys call. So of course myself and Delina are here, but we'd also love to put a face to a name. So this is our solution advisory team, right? Our underwriting team. So William is the director. He's in charge of all the underwriting within Gingko, and then working with him is Karen, Emma, and Sukman, and they all have really a lot of experience in the underwriting space. And as well as myself and Delina, both of us have also come from underwriting backgrounds, and we've also worked directly with with Will and our entire underwriting team to ensure that the message or the information is correct. And pretty much I'd say 95% of the time when Delina and myself give you an answer of saying yes or no, we can do the deal or not, right? It's probably going to be mimicked from our solution advisory team. So I'm going to pause at the moment to see if there are any questions that I may be able to field regarding how we do our lending, and sort of open up the floor for you guys if there are any questions before I pass this off to Delina. Wonderful.
No question? All right.
No questions means hopefully I did a good job, and
You got a job, right?
no questions.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Right.
Yeah, like I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty simple with the way that we see the lending. We do have a lot of great features. And yeah, our contact information is all on there for you guys to, feel free to, text.
Chris, I don't have the question.
Yeah, so what, if somebody's going private for, certain debts, will you cover CRA debts?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Good.
We'll cover that. Yeah. And one other thing that isn't really mentioned in the slide, actually two things that aren't really mentioned in the slide is we can use the appraised value for certain purchase deals. If they're purchased, like if they're a new build, we can use the appraised value over just the purchase price. So keep that in mind. And then the other thing is, again, just a little bit more context on the types of deals that we do is our maximum loan amounts. We do work on a sliding scale, but I'd say our maximum loan amount for a first mortgage, give or take, is about 2 million. Okay, and for in terms of a second mortgage, it's usually around 250,000. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna pass this over to Delina, and she's gonna tell you guys about our amazing loyalty program.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Terrence. I know we went over our important part of our presentations of our products, but of course, everyone loves our incentives and agents love to be given incentives. So I want to go over our highly anticipated, our 2024 loyalty program. So right off the first bat, when you fund a first deal with us, you're already receiving a $200 Amazon gift card. So it's really that simple. You just have to fund that first deal with us and you're getting that gift card. Moving on to your second funded deal with us, you're already receiving a $200 Walmart gift card from us. So again, all you have to do is fund that first and second funded deal with us, and it's that simple. So I've talked about those first two deals that you fund with us, but this is where I talk about our first status level. So our first status level is Power Agent status. So this is where you receive a gift from us. So on that gift list, as you can see on the screen there, it's one of my favorites. It's the Dyson vacuum that we recently added on there. We've also upgraded our Apple Watch to the 9 series. For any drinkers, or if you have any clients that like to drink, we did add the Johnny Walker Blue label on there. We also have our existing fan favorites of the iPad. We also have drone equipment, luggage sets, a lot of goodies on that list to receive from us as you become a Power Agent. So in addition to receiving that Power Agent gift from us, you'll also be receiving trailer fees. So all of your deals in 2024 that you have funded with Gingko, if they end up renewing in 2025, you will automatically receive that 20% of the renewal fee. So you don't have to do anything. Terrence is in charge of that. Once that client renews with us in 2025, you're just getting extra income in your pocket from that renewal fee. And then it's just extra income in your pocket right there. So I've talked about the gift and trailer fees. You get a lot of stuff as a Power Agent. So one of the last things that you do get when you become a Power Agent with us is you unlock this deferred lender fee program. So we just launched this recently this year. So this is where the borrower can defer the lender fee until discharge. So this is available for all of our Power Agents and our brokerage partners. This also is for purchase deals only. And on the commitment, it'll either show one of two. So if we are collecting your broker fee on your behalf, you'll see the upfront lender fee on the commitment. If we are not, then you'll just see that deferred lender fee portion on the commitment. So it depends on how you want to position this. If you want to position this as a no lender fee to your clients. And again, this is giving you a true max LTV since we are not deducting that lender fee from your proceeds. So it's a great program that's available for Power Agents for you guys to unlock when you guys become one. So again, a great program. So you might be asking, how do I become a Power Agent and how are we accumulating this points? So if you go to the next slide, you'll see that all you need to do is fund 3 minimum deals with us and accumulate 350,000 points. So for all of your first mortgage fundings, we calculate it by 1 point for every $4 funded. And then for all of your second mortgage fundings, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you look on the example at the bottom, if you fund a $500,000 first mortgage with us, you will accumulate 125,000 points. And similarly, for a $100,000 second mortgage funding, you will be receiving 100,000 points. So total, you're already at 225,000 points. I also do want to mention that, as you guys know, as you're doing fundings in Ontario, that first mortgage loan amount is typically a lot higher. So accumulating those points and getting to 350 points is 350,000 points is never the issue. It's usually just the 3 minimum funded deals that we need for you for this year in order to reach that status level. Right. So our next status level is probably everyone's favorite status level, I would say. It's called our elite agent status level. So this is where you receive a free vacation ticket from us, where you will join us on our annual elite agent trip that we have. I'll talk a little bit more about our trip that we have. So we have it every year. We usually go somewhere hot. We usually have a lot of agents, 30 plus agents that join us every year, and it's growing every year. But again, I'll get a little bit more information on that a little bit later. But in addition to that free vacation ticket you will be receiving from us, you'll also receive a discount on all of our 12-month products. So for all of your first mortgage approvals, you get 25 basis points to play around with. So you can buy down the rate or buy down the fee by 25 basis points, or you can keep that 25 basis points for yourself as a broker bonus. And then similarly, same thing for second mortgages, because those are a lower loan amount. You have 1% or 100 basis points to play around with. You can either buy down the rate or buy down the fee, or you can keep that 1% for yourself as a broker bonus. So if you see that example at the bottom there, if you have a $500,000 first mortgage approval with us, you have 25 basis points or $1,250 to play around with. So this is a really great product. It gives you huge competitive edge in the mortgage industry because you have the option to either help out your clients, give them a more favorable rate or fee, or you can just end up helping out yourself and keeping that for yourself as a broker bonus. So it's a great incentive we have once you reach that elite agent status level. Right. So talked about our 2 status levels, but also I did want to, as I mentioned, our trip that we have every year. It's called our Elite Agent Trip. So I did want to announce that in 2025, we will be going to Aruba. So a lot of agents actually requested and mentioned Aruba to us. So we're really excited about this upcoming trip. And again, all you have to do is fund some deals with us this year to get it. It only takes 3 funded deals. It's really that simple. So hopefully you'll be able to join us. Someone from Kingsdale Mortgage can join us from on our trip that we are having in Aruba. So I've talked about those 2 status levels, but if you maybe don't become an elite agent with us this year, we've made it a little bit more easier and achievable to join us on this trip. So we have a raffle that we will be doing at the beginning of 2025. So this pertains to any agent that has funded at least 1 deal with us in 2024. You will be automatically put in a draw raffle where we will choose 1 lucky winner to join us. So you only need 1 deal to join us on this trip. So we've made it a little bit more easier for you guys to hopefully join us on that trip. So I talked about those 2 status levels that we have, and this is our last status level. It's called our Super Elite Agent status. So that's where you'll be receiving your free an extra vacation ticket from us. So Sam, maybe you want to invite one of your colleagues from Kingsdale. Maybe you want to invite one of your friends or any family members. We make it a family-oriented trip. So again, you get those 2 free vacation tickets from us. So in addition to that 2 free vacation tickets that you receive from us, you'll also be receiving volume bonus. So if you can look on the example up there, you'll be receiving up to $15,000 in volume bonus the more points you accumulate with Gingko. So I talked about our individual statuses, but maybe everyone here at Kingsdale likes to work as a team. Maybe you guys prefer that. So we've actually have a program that we've unlocked where we made it more achievable for our groups that like to receive those incentives from us. So if as a collective of Kingsdale Mortgage, everyone here, if you fund at least 5 deals with us and accumulate 600,000 points, you will unlock that incentive on our elite agent slide where you get are 25 basis points on your first mortgage approvals, and then you get 1% on your second mortgage approvals. So all you have to do collectively is find 5 deals all together as a brokerage and accumulate 600,000 points, and you unlock that status where you get a discount on all of our 12-month products, or keeping that for yourself. So it's a great incentive and great status level that we added for those that like to work together as a team. And as Terrence mentioned already, if you haven't done so already, please download our app. It's called Gingko Mic Deal Tracker app. It's free to download. It's on Apple. It's on Google Play as well. We have a lot of great things. You can track your live deals on the app. And then also you'll get a lot of renewal alerts on your upcoming deals that are approaching renewals. So I get a lot of questions on renewals. If you go on to the next slide, that, you know, do you offer renewals and what is your renewal rate? So we will always offer renewals to any clients that display good repayment history. So our renewals is only 1% or $1,500 minimum, and that's it. There's no other hidden fees. It's that simple, it's that low. And if you download our app, you also will get that renewal reminder system that I mentioned. So when you have a deal that is about to mature within 3 months, on that app, you'll get that reminder, and it'll show a pop-up that, you know, this deal is coming up for maturity, and that gives you the opportunity to reach out to your clients for either to help them with a renewal or to assist them with a refinance. So it's a great reminder system to have if you download our app. And then in addition to those trailer fees that I mentioned, for all of our power agents, you'll receive that 20% of the renewal fee, right? So we also have added our live chat. So if you want to talk directly to our solution advisory team, if you just have a quick question, if you have any questions for me and Terrence, it's live, it's instant. All you have to do is just go on our live chat function, ask us any questions, and we're online all the time during Monday to Friday, of course, 9 to 5. So please check out that live chat function on our app as well. So this year in April, we're actually going to Cancun with our agents. So we have about 45 agents joining us this year. So it's a really big trip that we have every year. As I said, it's always growing. So we'll be going in April with our agents this year. So I'll give you a little teaser on our past trips that we've been on in the past. We've been to Punta Cana last year. We've been to the Panama in 22, right before the lockdown. We've been to Bahamas in 2019, Jamaica, Costa Rica. We've been to a lot of places. So it's a lot of our photos of our agents having fun. It's usually somewhere nice and hot. So hopefully someone from Kingsdale or a lot of you from Kingsdale can join us. Please follow us on social media if you haven't done so already. I do want to thank everyone for joining us today. I will leave the floor open one more time if anyone has any additional questions for us.
Someone has a question?
I feel like Terrence and I did a really good job then if no one's asking any questions.
I like the team promotion that for the travel.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of our agents love that one. So hopefully again, you guys
would-
can join us.
Right. Hopefully our agent going to the whole team together, right? Yeah.
That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. So was this, Sam, do you think this is something that would be beneficial for the brokerage?
For the volume bonus, that is do you have any target for the our team, like they're showing for the 1, 2, 3, and then the 6, then they have the volume bonus. So wherever you track for this year, they should be compared for the next year for the volume bonus.
Yeah, so the volume bonus is calculated every calendar year. So with us starting in, like now being in February of 2024, we still have a lot of months to go. And so essentially your points get tracked every calendar year, and the volume bonus will get paid out, pretty much at the beginning of each calendar year for the year previously. So that's sort of like the targets in terms of timeline of how we proceed with it.
All right. Anyone have the question? No? Okay.
And I'm not sure, Delina, when we set up this presentation, were we able to get the list of all our agents at Kingsville?
Yeah, because we have the I think the 20 register agent and then coming 30. So total I have the processing the 30 from the fees route, right? So total I think so have a 50 agent. We're gonna have the list of that for the Excel. So that is I think so Marcin is the has a list. Probably I give it to the trans the email to them, right? So even a trans, can you share for your slide to me or Marcin that you're gonna be share for the our agent, okay? So
Yeah, definitely. We can send you the slide deck, no problem.
Right. So we're gonna be provide our email or list of our agent.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so I'll send that over to you guys, and then when the list is ready,
Sure.
send it back over afterwards.
Okay. So where is your office? Downtown?
We're probably not too far from you guys. We're actually on Consumers Road, so our major intersection is like,
Consumer Road. Okay.
yeah, we're like 401 and 404.
Okay. 404.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to drive downtown to visit us.
Sure. All right. Okay. So at least thank you for the chance and Dalina. Then maybe I'm gonna be visit to your office maybe soon, right? So okay. So
Lovely.
thank you for the presenting today. Right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank
you.
you everybody for your time today, and let us know if you guys have any questions. I'll send out that slide deck right after the presentation.
All right. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Everyone.